Technology powers modern business. Every email, every meeting, every transaction, every connection, expected to work every time. For Sharon, today was important. Weeks of preparation, one critical presentation, and then the file wouldn't open. The meeting was getting closer, the file still wouldn't open, and every minute mattered. One click, one request, one team. iPower is already moving. Minutes earlier, none of this was certain. Now the presentation is underway, the conversation is productive, and the opportunity moves forward.
Behind every support request, there is a team already in action. Engineers, specialists, experts, working together to answer the call.
Before the first conversation, we already know the environment, the device, the applications, the history, the documentation, because every minute matters. Here are some common problems that occur in many businesses. Sometimes the challenge isn't expertise, it's capacity. One person can only help one client at a time, but business doesn't wait. Technology problems don't happen one at a time, and they don't happen in one place. No matter how skilled someone is, they can only be in one location at a time. Sometimes the challenge isn't technology, it's scale. As businesses grow, demands grow even faster. Good IT teams become overwhelmed. When resources are stretched thin, even great teams feel the pressure. Not every alert is an emergency, but every alert demands attention. As environments grow more complex, the noise grows with them. When resources are stretched thin, important signals can be missed. Technology problems aren't just technical problems. Every minute of downtime affects productivity, delays decisions, slows employees. When technology stops, business often stops with it. The reports were finished, the meeting was scheduled, the numbers were ready, but the network wasn't. When technology stops, business doesn't stop waiting. What is going on with the network? I need access to my files. The reports were finished an hour ago. I still can't get to them. How much longer is this going to take? The labels aren't printing. Try it again. I've tried 3 times. None of the printers are working. How many orders are waiting? The truck leaves in 15 minutes.
Have you called IT yet? I've been trying. Get somebody on the phone. That's what I've been trying to tell you. I can't get anybody. Keep trying. Nothing. There has to be another number. I've called everyone. Nobody's answering? No. They must already be tied up somewhere else. If we had backup support, we wouldn't be sitting here waiting.
Let's take a look at the iPower difference. It starts long before a support request. Devices are documented, systems are monitored, changes are recorded, environments are mapped. So when help is needed, we're already prepared. Artificial intelligence helps identify patterns, surface insights, and accelerate investigations. But technology doesn't solve problems. People do. Technology supports expertise. It never replaces it. The best support conversations don't start with a problem. They start with a plan. Reviewing risks, identifying opportunities, preparing for what's next. When technology fails, the response begins long before the problem. Documentation, planning, monitoring, preparation. That's why we're ready when it matters most. Sometimes the simplest protections make the biggest difference. One password isn't always enough. That's why many organizations choose multi-factor authentication, adding one more layer between your business and a potential threat. During onboarding, we ask a lot of questions. Sometimes we discover the firewall password. Sometimes we discover neither exists in documentation. Knowledge stored in one person's head isn't documentation.
Let's review your Microsoft licensing. Next, we'll look at your firewall management. We'll verify backup coverage. We'll review cybersecurity settings. Sometimes we find former employees still active in Microsoft 365. Sometimes backups haven't been tested in months. Sometimes nobody knows who manages the internet or phone providers. Who receives your cybersecurity alerts? Who's reviewing failed login attempts? How often are your backups tested? Do you have a documented disaster recovery plan? Who has access to your financial systems? We document your vendors. We document your systems. We document your users. We document your applications. So when something happens, we already know where to start. Let's review your Microsoft 365 licensing. Who's currently managing your firewall? When was your backup last tested? You'd be surprised what we discovered during onboarding. Starting with vendor records, verifying the last audit date, now accessing the password vault, checking for recent updates, cross-referencing with network info, all statuses are current, moving to documentation systems.
During onboarding, we often review Microsoft 365 accounts. Sometimes we discover former employees still have access. Sometimes licenses are still assigned years later. And sometimes nobody realized they were still there. Most businesses have backups. The better question is, have they ever been tested? Because backing up data is important. Knowing it can be restored is essential. A backup isn't a backup until it's been tested. Let's talk about your internet provider. Who manages that relationship today? Who handles your phone system? Who manages cybersecurity? Who owns the vendor relationships? You'd be surprised how often nobody knows. We'll manage licensing. We'll manage documentation. We'll manage vendor coordination. We'll manage monitoring. We'll manage backups. So you can focus on running your business. Every business is different. Different vendors, different systems, different applications. That's why we build a playbook. So when something happens, we already know where to start. Answers before problems. When something goes wrong, you shouldn't have to remember who to call. Internet provider, phone provider, software vendor, hardware vendor. One call, we coordinate the rest. One team, one process, one point of accountability.
Some organizations need more than remote support. They need a dedicated technology professional on site, someone who understands the business, knows the people, and is available when support is needed. Technology needs change. Businesses grow. Infrastructure evolves. From servers and storage to cloud solutions, networking, security, Microsoft technologies, and everything in between. We're here to help. Technology investments matter. Choosing the right solution matters even more. We'll help you determine what's right for your business. One strategy, one trusted source for technology solutions. Technology projects aren't always about speed. Sometimes they're about reducing risk, improving security, protecting people, protecting the business. Some projects improve performance, some improve reliability, some prepare businesses for growth, server refreshes, infrastructure upgrades, technology built for what's next. Email migrations, Microsoft 365, SharePoint, cloud services, helping businesses work securely from anywhere. Not every threat starts with a hacker. Sometimes it starts with a click. That's why some organizations choose advanced security awareness training, helping users recognize threats before they become incidents. Most alerts aren't serious, but sometimes one alert matters more than the others. The challenge isn't a lack of expertise, it's having enough time to see everything. They rarely stay small. On those rare occasions when something slips through, this is why some organizations choose additional layers of protection, optional 24/7 monitoring and response services available for businesses that cannot afford the occasional slip through.
Technology doesn't stop at 5 o'clock. While businesses sleep, systems are still being watched. Sometimes an issue is isolated before it affects anyone. Sleep easy, we've got it covered.
Infrastructure, cloud, security, projects, support, strategy. Technology never stands still, and neither do we.